Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. We always do fun reviews, discussions, and recaps over here at my channel. So we're going to get into it tonight, y'all. We are talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 4, episode 10. Okay, we're already on episode 10, y'all. Can you all believe that? So the title of this episode was Destined for a Storm. Before we get into it, please click that thumbs up button if you enjoy this video, which I'm sure you will. Go ahead and subscribe because I know you're enjoying the content over here. Share, and please comment. I love to know what y'all are thinking, what y'all feeling. If you are agreeing with me or disagreeing with me, I want to hear other thoughts and opinions as well, okay? Also, I've been considering reviewing Basketball Wives. I'm still on the fence. Okay, I didn't know Basketball Wives started back up, but then I saw today. And so I did catch up on the first 2 episodes. Like I said, I'm still on the fence about reviewing that. Kind of puts me in the category Real Housewives of Atlanta. But, I mean, nothing against those shows. Trust me, I still watch them. But I'm trying to kind of move away from that direction. But I mean, I'm still watching reality TV nonetheless. Anyway, we're going to figure out what we're going to do next over here at the Brandy Yvonne channel. Y'all don't worry about it. But if you have suggestions, drop them in the comments, okay? First of all, let's get into this video, though. Forget all the business affairs, okay? So the episode opens up where we left off with the Jalen's housewarming going wrong. Miss Wanda up there talking about bitches who buy shoes in the box or not out the box or whatever her words of wisdom were at that moment, okay? So then, Kimmy's like, you can have all that energy, but we just not going to do the bitch thing up in here tonight, okay? And so she's like, I don't care what energy you having. You can say what you want to say, but we're not, not doing the B word thing. So anyway, they get into it. So Marsau tells Maurice, like, man, let's all the men get out of here, get away from this estrogen. He tired of the fussing and the fighting. So him and Maurice go upstairs and have a little talk, okay, amongst the brothers. I was literally looking at Marsau and Maurice's face, and they look so much alike. It's crazy. Anyway, and I was curious how many brothers they have. I know there's a Micah and a Mark and a Michael, and I know they got sisters too. So I'll be curious to know how many of them is there in that family. So anyway, Marsau says, Wanda is the toxic one. She keeps coming around and offending people, and at this point, she's offending him as well. He tells Maurice that she sneaks into his house. I don't know how she sneaks, but whatever. She comes into his house, puts all these information in Tisha's head and causes Tisha to cry and be upset and tries to tear down their marriage. And he feels like now if the house is questioning me, then that's an issue. I guess Tisha is the house. Just say your wife, Marsau. Lord, now mercy, that boy talking so many dang riddles. So anyway, he feels like, once it's becoming a problem for Tisha, and if it's becoming a problem for his kids, he ain't got to answer to his kids, then it's a problem. He does not like how Tisha, it's not it's Miss Wanda who is spreading all these things about bringing all this information to Tisha, okay? It's the blogs too, and that's what Miss Wanda is getting it. That's what's feeding y'all storyline on the show, and that's what it is, okay? So when it comes to Miss Wanda, the joke is funny. We love her shenanigans. We love her antics. However, I think for some of us in the Love and Marriage Huntsville audience, the Miss Wanda joke is getting a little tired, getting a little old. I don't know if Carlos and the producers are going to have to try to maybe lessen up on the Miss Wanda or lessen up on the Miss Wanda shenanigans. Maybe show her focusing more on her food truck and building her business now. We're going to have to see a different, little bit more serious and rational side of Miss Wanda now, because okay, it was funny, the first couple seasons, last few seasons, but now when it's becoming a constant thing of Miss Wanda bringing this drama to Tisha about Marsau that's in from the internet and the streets, and she doesn't even have the information correct, and it's not even good receipts. The picture of the back was a horrible receipt. And for anybody to bring up, in my opinion, I don't know who started that and why, but that proves absolutely nothing. So it's like we're going to have to do something different with this Miss Wanda thing. Like, it's not that funny anymore. That's all I'm saying. And y'all drop down in the comments. I love Miss Wanda. I think she's amazing. I would definitely try her food truck if I was in that area. She's definitely still a staple on the show. It's just some of the shenanigans. People are not here for it, okay? And everybody doesn't have that respect for elders in that way, okay? So anyway, Maurice, you know, he says, you know, this is not a problem you can solve yourself. And, you know, Martel brought up the trip to Atlanta. You know, do you think that's a good idea for you? And Marsau says that trip is not a problem for him. He was already going down to Atlanta to work on his business. They want to expand Black. Also look at some other business opportunities he might have coming up. So for him, it is a good idea to go still. So anyway, excuse me, y'all. So Maurice, them darn M's, Maurice says, well, you know, maybe you should get this stuff cleaned up, what's going on with your family before you go on the trip. I just think it would be a good idea, okay? And Marsau says something about Maurice's eyes. He's known him his, you know, his whole life, obviously, the brothers, and his eyes are telling him that he doesn't think that, you know, it's bothering him. And Maurice is like, well, yeah, I could tell, you know, it's bothering you. And Maurice did kind of look like a Marsau, like, I don't know. Like, he wasn't fully believing everything Marsau was giving. But anyway, they're brothers. I'm sure Maurice knows where all the bones are buried, right? So anyway, moving on from that scene. Sorry, y'all, I forgot to, okay, sorry about that, y'all. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb and getting all those Twitter notifications. I just wanted to fix that. Plus, I needed to clear my throat, y'all. Okay, so anyway, back to the video. So, moving on to the next scene, I think we pretty much covered the whole housewarming hot mess. So then we were going to Melody Cherie house, and Ms. Van stopped by in her cheetah print jumpsuit, looking cute, and she can help Melody get her skincare stuff together. She's doing a big revamp, relaunch of the skincare brand. Remember, if you guys remember, what, that two seasons ago, maybe, when Melody had the launching of the skincare line, and that was right after they had the new baby, and her and Martel were still a united front at that point. So anyway, she's, you know, she changed her name, going back to her maiden name. She's rebranding, relaunching. So I forgot what they used to call the skincare line, but now it's going to be called 7th Avenue. And so her mom was looking at everything she had and saying, you know, I'm so proud of you for everything you've accomplished. And she's telling her she changed her name. And then she's telling her that she liked everything she saw and what Melody's products were giving. However, she didn't like one of the pictures. I guess one of the pictures on the product or the promotional pamphlet or something. She was showing her thigh on. She said she was showing a little too much. And so Melody was like, you know, a skincare line. You know, let's face it, my thick thighs is going to help sell this product, and it's showing my skin, and this is for skincare. So she just doing what she got to do. She using what she got to get what she want, okay? And that's what you got to do in this life, y'all. So anyway, she says, you know, how she's changing her name back to her maiden name. I think it's Rogers, they said in the last episode, but I'm not 100% sure. Ms. Van asked, you know, what do the kids think about all this? And she said when they ask her questions, she's explaining to them about people getting married, and sometimes people get divorced and things happen. And, you know, she just explained to the kids everything that's going on. And she's just trying to, you know, make money and businesses and keep the lifestyle the same, so there's not a lot of changes for the kids, which is, I think, is a good idea. I really, really do like seeing Melody in this element, seeing her rebranding herself. Yeah, she was, you know, probably got dragged through the mud on social media. You know, probably looked really stupid, felt stupid, all the things she went through with Martel, but she out here hustling. She making lemonade out of lemons, okay? So love her or hate her, you can't knock the hustle. You can't knock it at all. So anyway, moving forward, then we see Kimmy and Tiffany go out to lunch or dinner, wherever they went, y'all. I think it was dinner. It looked like nighttime. Anyway, they went out to eat and met up, and Tiffany said that she had to leave early from the housewarming, so she was asking how did the makeup session with Tiffany and Stormy go, and Kimmy lets her know it didn't go anywhere, didn't go well at all, and that they're gonna have to figure out how to put their differences aside and come at each other correctly. Tiffany lets Kimmy know that the boys didn't win their sports game, soccer game, baseball game, whatever they're about to go do. So anyway, Tiffany says that she really wants to have another baby, but Lewis is saying that she doesn't even make time for him now. The first few years of their marriage, they had planned to just kind of work, hustle, and grind to build up the type of lifestyle. Because remember, Tiffany wanted a better type of lifestyle, so that's why, they were both deciding to put more hours into work. I think more so Tiffany, really. And so now, she wants to have a baby. Lewis is not really wanting to have a baby. He's like, if God allows it to happen, let it happen. But Tiffany says she has an IUD in, and she needs to know whether her next appointment at the doctor is going to be to remove it or have it replaced. So, which is understandable. To be honest with y'all, I don't see Tiffany having a baby on this show. I don't see her having a baby, period. Like, her kids are teenagers, and Kitty brings up a good point. Like, you're going to kind of be starting all over. Like, yeah, babies and going to games and all that is fun. And Kimmy says she missed that with her son, Jalen. However, with a baby, you're starting, all the way over with all the baby stuff first before you get to all that sports stuff and fun stuff. So, and Tiffany's like, oh, well, women, can't we do anything? Can't we do it all? Like, why not? And I think Tiffany is being a little unrealistic. Like, if you and Lewis are already having a problem now, like, what you gonna do with a baby, girl? Like, and then Tiffany, you not having no more kids. Girl, you not having no more kids, okay? Based on all the facts we've gathered about you not having no more kids. But if she do, God bless her. I just don't see it for her, okay, to have more kids. I don't see it for her. So anyway, then she talks about the boys' trip to Atlanta and how Mel's going with her to help her find her biological parents. And as soon as she comes back, it's the boys' trip to Atlanta, and Kimmy talks about how she didn't even know about it, and she doesn't understand why they're even doing this trip at this time, especially with the fallout from the, all the social media drama at the beginning of this season with the boys' trip from Atlanta that Miss Coleslaw, aka Ariana Curry, had brought up, and then Marsau posted. So Kimmy's like, why not let the dust settle from that? And Kimmy said, everybody in our circle seems to, have that social media drama going on. Instead of letting things settle from it, they just keep going and playing into it. I said it on Twitter, the show is so built on that social media drama now that that's all it's about. Every freaking episode, from Miss Wanda bringing the picture of the back, that's from social media. Everything is from social media now. So it's like almost like somebody did say it feels like they're using it for storylines, and it kind of does. I'm not going to say the whole show, but some of it definitely feels like it's like, one thing is working with the other thing for sure. So anyway, then somehow they got on topic of girls trip and how they both feel like that is not that fun to go away on a trip with all girls. Like, it's supposed to be fun. It's not that fun. And Tiffany and Kimmy's like, that's one thing I could definitely agree with you on. Girls trips are not that fun. And I can understand why they say that. Like, I go on a lot of girls trips, and sometimes they are not that fun. And sometimes you want to be with a man, honey, okay? So anyway, then we move on to Martel, and he's meeting online on Zoom or something with his tutor, or maybe it's Windows Teams or something like that. So anyway, Google Meets, FaceTime. Anyway, with the tutor named Danielle that Melnika set him up with to help him pass his business to get his builder's license. So y'all remember how Martel has just been avoiding getting his builder's license. He tells the young lady that he's been teaming up with everybody else to do projects he was married to before, to Melanie, and she passed the test to get the builder's license. He studied, he didn't pass the test. Once his wife got it, he didn't feel he needed to do it. Now he has an ex-wife and no builder's license, and that's sometimes what happens, y'all, right? So she's asking him, what was his motivations to, get the license and all that kind of thing, and tells him like, okay, every time you feel like you don't want to study, you don't want to do it, those whys, those motivations are going to be what helps you to keep going. She also lets him know, I guess the first part of the test is mostly about business and law. You only have to pass like 60% of the test, I believe she said, or 20 something questions. It was something kind of easy. So she's like, you don't even have to answer all the questions to pass the test. So it's really like, come on, Martel, we rooting for him. I saw some people call him stupid on Twitter. I don't think Martel is stupid in that regard. He might just not be a good test taker. And I normally don't stick up for Martel too much, but at least he's working on it, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't tear him down, call him stupid. At least he's trying to get his builder's license, and he's working on it, and he's even getting tutoring, even though his manager had to set it up for him, but that's okay. At least he's trying. Hopefully he passed so he could just put this behind him and, do his own thing, not have to team up with people. So anyway, it's good to see Martel trying to get it together, right? So then we get to Melanie's skincare launch event, right? And who's invited to the event looks like it's Tiffany, Kimmy, Stormy, and Keke. So Keke had on this blue number that was not cute in my opinion. Kimmy looked nice. Tiffany wore one of her grandma dresses she likes to wear. And Stormy looked really, really cute in her dress. Mel looked really good. I liked the pink hair on her. I'm not a fan of unnatural hair colors too much. Some colors I could pull off. I feel like other people pull them off really well, but that baby pink looked really cute on Mel, that short wig. So anyway, Kimmy and Tiffany come and everybody's hugging and, oh, girl, you look cute, oh. And Tiffany and Kimmy are talking, and then Kiki comes and hugs Tiffany, and then Stormy comes, and Stormy was asking, talking to Tiffany about the drama with her and Destined and how the conversation went left and all that. So then Kiki comes up to Stormy and was like, oh, hey, Stormy, you remember me? You should remember me, right? I'm Kiki. If you don't remember me, I was at the pajama party. I'm Tisha's cousin, so already you're going around letting it be known that you're Tisha's cousin. And you're at this event, and Tisha is not. Okay, so then Stormy wasn't really feeling Kiki too much, so she kind of sashayed away. Looked like she's the AKA stroll, in my opinion, but I'm not 100% sure. To the AKA girls, drop down in the comments. Was she strolling, or was she just walking away fabulously? I don't know. So anyway, Kiki was like, oh, what happened? So she's talking to Kimmy, and she's like, I'm feeling some dry shade around here because, I tried to talk to Stormy, and I didn't think we had a problem. I thought we was cool, but, it's a lot of dry shade around here. And Kimmy was like, oh, because, she saw Kiki holding her towel on her stuff in her hand. She's like, oh, you didn't find somewhere to put your stuff down? And she was like, no, it's a lot of dry shade in here. I'm like, first of all, Kiki, what the hell is dry shade? Is shade wet or dry? I ain't never even heard of that. Can shade be wet or dry? Lord, she don't be making no sense. I already don't like Kiki. I'm gonna make it clear with y'all. I don't like her, okay? So, I don't know what Kiki talking about. Wet shade, dry shade, shade is all I know, okay? A shady palm tree, okay? So, Stormy was just like, she don't rock with Kiki like that. You supposed to be Tisha's family and the way you moving, which is how we all feel, Stormy, okay? Stormy, by the way, looked really, really cute in that little flappy, fillery, what do you call it, cocktail dress. I don't know, I got to shake when I say that. And her hair pulled up and the glasses, that was like a different look for her, and it was really cute. So anyway, then Kimmy started saying Stormy feet hurt, and she was like, well, she's sitting right here, and she was like, oh, I didn't think we had an issue, and Kimmy was like, well, I thought everything was fine. And so then, I believe, Mel showed the products, and the girl washed her face, did a little cleansing in the bowl, and the kids came up, and Van introduced Mel. I'm going out of order, but whatever. So then, during the demonstration, she was talking about the milk bath that she has. I'm actually kind of interested in Mel's products. If anyone of y'all have used the products, drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Also, if anybody knows Mel or Mel's people, Mel's manager, can you send your girl some products so I can endorse you? I would totally advertise for you, Mel. Just send the girl a product, okay? I want to do the milk bath too. I want to cleanse this face. So anyway, I know somebody knows somebody who can hook me up. So, one girl cleansed her face with the cleansing stuff. I think it just takes your makeup off. Then the other day, she's talking about showing the bath. They had a bathtub up there, y'all. And the girl took off the clothes, but she had on like a bodysuit. She had on something. And she got in the bathtub for the demonstration. I said, oh, she is committed. She is committed. She got in the bathtub. She was doing all this. She was selling that milk bath, okay? Because I don't know if I would have got all in the tub like that. But I don't know if Mel told her to do that or she did it. But it definitely made the scene more interesting that she actually got in the tub and was serving in the tub, okay? So then Mel came and talked to the girls, and she was something about, they said she brought the positivity over there, and Mel was like, they didn't already have positivity, and she didn't want it to be like Galentine's. So then Kiki asked Kimmy, because she having a side with her. And so then Kimmy was like, well, is it mandatory? And she's like, well, no, it's not mandatory, but it's necessary. So then they sat down and talked, and Kiki's thing is she didn't understand if her and Kimmy had a problem, and she didn't like how, her name was brought up at the Galentine's and what Kimmy said on the phone, highlighting what Kiki had said at the pajama party. And she doesn't like how Kimmy brought the information to Tasha. And so Kimmy's thing is, well, she didn't think it was a good idea for Kiki to be talking about Tasha in front of those people she was talking with. And so Kiki's mind is like, well, this is stuff that's already been talked about, so she didn't see a problem. And Kimmy's like, well, if you know that Tasha is your cousin, but, Tasha's not at this party because she has an issue with Mel, like, why would you be talking about her in that space? And so Kiki goes on to say that she thought she was talking, it was in privacy. I sound like she said privacy and in confidence, but we're on a TV show and there's cameras and it's being filmed. So there's no way, Kiki, that you thought that this was a private conversation with all these cameras, girl. There's no way you thought that. You got to be smarter than that, Kiki. Kiki. So then Kimmy's like, well, I'm surprised you were even there. And then Kiki plays dumb all in our faces, talking about, oh, I don't understand why everybody's so shocked or surprised why I'm there. Like, I've been known, Mel, and I'm not going to do the elementary games of just because somebody has a problem with somebody else that I'm not going to come around. Like, no, if my friend invites me, I'm going to go. But then Kimmy brings up a good point. Well, the 4 years I've been here, you haven't been around, so it doesn't make sense why you're here now. And that's what we're all saying, Kiki. The 4 years we've been watching this show, we never saw you. The only time we saw Kiki, I believe, was either last season or the season before that, when she had the little red curlers in her head, the red curls in her head or something, and she was looking a little bit of a hot mess at the park, trying to confront Kimmy about when Kimmy had issue with Tasha and Kimmy, and according to Kiki, Kimmy wasn't standing up for Tasha against Mel. And then they were coming at Marsau for saying they were from the other side of the tracks, which they are. So anyway, so that was the only time we saw you, Kiki. We ain't never seen you hang out with Mel. So let's not play these games, girl. So then Kimmy's like, well, you said these things and you said it as if you've had these conversations with Tasha about infidelity in her marriage. So then Kiki tried to say that she didn't say that. So then Kimmy's like, you said it on tape. Kimmy's like, it's easy math. Like, you said you're talking about Tasha in front of people that she's not, in the best of terms with, or on the best of terms with. So, like, and Kimmy and all of us are kind of not getting what Kiki's not understanding here. So, and Kiki is then kind of playing the games of semantics of like, well, are you saying that it's because I had the conversation? Or are you saying it's because I said that, yeah, there was infidelity taking place. And she's like, well, everybody was saying that. And then Kimmy's like, no. When Mel, so they rolled the tape, they showed Mel said, okay, have you know, you've been around, have you guys ever had these talks? Mel asked that to Keke. Keke said, yes. Me and Tasha have talked about the things that have come up in her marriage. So yes, Keke, you said that there. Like, I don't understand what Keke is saying. So Kimmy basically kind of was like, and then Kimmy kept telling her, you're talking before I'm even getting a chance to get everything out. Kimmy got tired of going back and forth with her. She said, it is what it is. I'm done. She said, I didn't call Tasha to let her know. I did feel the need, because me and Tasha weren't at a good place, to let her know that these things were happening. And so I get Kimmy's point of view. I think Kimmy explained it clear as day. I don't see why Kiki's not getting it. I think at the end of the day, Keke, even if you were friends with Mel, you're Tasha's cousin first, okay? And at the end of the day, you should not be talking about Tasha in front of that particular company and on camera. Like, girl, are you dumb? So anyway, then moving on to the next scene. Final scene is we have Marsau and Tasha meeting up for dinner with Maurice and Kimmy. Kimmy says, they haven't got to have a one-on-one with Letitia and Marsau in a long time, so they were looking forward to that moment. And they're just talking about all the drama with Miss Wanda at Jalen's housewarming, and Kimmy was like, maybe Miss Wanda should be banned. And so they kind of make a joke out of it, but then they're like, well, can Marsau do it? And Tisha's like, no. And Tasha basically feels like, people won't say I should control my mom, and I shouldn't let Marsau do X, Y, and Z and talk like this. And she's like, I can't control grown people. No, you can't control grown people, Tasha, but you can set some boundaries. That is your mom. You could have got your mom together at that party. You could have made your mom walk out the house. You could have said, hey, Mom, I need you to calm down. I need you to take a breath. I need you to come outside with me. You could say a little something. You can, it's your mom. You could have done something. I'm not saying you can control your mom's actions, but you could have done something in that moment instead of just sit there and let your mom call people bitches. Because if it was somebody else's mama, you wouldn't want to sit there and be called a bitch. So anyway, Kimmy says that, she thought everything was going to go fine. I know Kimmy didn't really think that. Marsau is feeling like, Miss Wanda wants this money for this food truck, and she does not feel comfortable giving it to her with all the drama that Miss Wanda is causing in his household. And, Kimmy's like, oh, you talking slick right now, but I know you're going to give her the money for the food truck. And he's like, no, I don't plan on it. We're wishing her well wishes, but we're not giving her that money. And so I kind of, and then Tisha's like, no, he's going to give her the money. I think Marsau will eventually give her the money. And so, if Tasha, stresses it enough, I'm sure that will happen. So anyway, Marsau says, at this point, he's so used to Miss Wanda and her shenanigans. He's, glad everybody else has to endure it as well. And he is tired of that being a thing in his house, and he will get control of the situation. If somebody's coming in his house and bringing trauma and toxicity in his house, he's going to deal with it. And so then they get on to Keke, and Kimmy's explaining Keke's whole thing and what she was trying to explain to Keke. And they bring up the whole thing with whatever was the incident that Keke's mad about, that Tasha told Keke's business to the Holtz. And Marsau explained that whatever issue Keke was going through personally at that time, that they would have been horrible friends if they did not tell the Holtz what was going on. Man, it's like when, you're doing something that's causing other people to be in your business, it becomes a thing. I really, 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 really want to know what Keke did. Somebody drop in the comments. I know y'all got the tea out there. Drop in the comments and tell us, what did Keke do? Okay? Was she stealing? The only conclusion I can come to is she was stealing. But I don't know. I don't start no rumors either, okay? So don't quote me. But I want to know, what did Keke did that they had to tell the Holtz? It's something big, though. Because you wouldn't just tell your family's business like that, right? So Marsau said, it was hard for Tasha because, they grew up or Maurice was saying, he gets it because Tisha and Kiki grew up like sisters, which I thought they grew up in a competition with each other. But maybe they did grow up as sisters. I don't know. So anyway, and she was saying that she, had to do, basically Tisha had to do what she had to do in that moment. Maurice gets it. It's just a hard situation to be in. And Marcel feels like, Tisha didn't owe Kiki an apology and he wouldn't apologize. And, he doesn't like that Kiki is getting together with Mel. That's starting this drama. He feels like Mel used Kiki as a puppet twice. And Kiki is a puppet at this point. She's a pawn and a puppet, okay? And maybe Mel's not putting that much thought into it as we may think she is. But Kiki is definitely being used in this season. She is definitely being used, okay? And if I don't understand why she's doing it unless she just want to be on TV. Maybe the Scotts already know about it. It's all a part of a larger scheme to make reality TV show. I don't know. And I don't like it. And so then Kimmy was bringing up how Kiki came to her at the party and tried to pull her aside. And she said that, because me and you, Tisha, weren't on the best of terms, that is part of the reason why she let Tisha know what Kiki was doing was because and I think that Kimmy said that Kiki thought that Kimmy was going to be okay with Kiki bringing up Tisha at the party because Kimmy and Tisha weren't on the best of terms after the reunion, and Kimmy wasn't on that. And I respect Kimmy for that. I wouldn't imagine Kimmy to be on that anyway. Kimmy not that type of person, okay? And so Kimmy's on the side of what's right. And so that's how I take her to be anyway. And so she let her know, like, just because me and Tisha were having our thing doesn't mean that I wasn't going to let her know what was going on and being said behind her back. So anyway, that's the episode kind of ended there. The Scotts all talking about Kiki and the drama and all that. And Marsau don't respect Kiki for how she moving. And nobody does. They showed a preview for next week of Tiffany trying to find her family. And they're talking about her parents her biological parents was in an interracial relationship in the 1970s. Which further proves point that lady is now 34. But we're going to get all the story next week and try to put the pieces together. And maybe we'll figure out what age Tiffany really is. Maybe she don't know her real age because she was adopted. I don't know. I'm not trying to offend anybody being adopted out there. But we're just trying to put it together. Tiffany. Okay, and then we're going to see Tisha's family. I guess the family from the other side of the tracks all up in his face and calling him names. Lord, it's about to be a mess next week. Y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought of tonight's episode. And I'll talk to y'all soon about Love and Marriage DC. Bye.